Oh my goodness. Is it already list week-ish? Oh my gosh. I can't. My goodness. This year was so jam-packed. So much happened. And I can't believe we're already at the end of it. But we are here. List week, aka just a few days of lists. And then movies will probably come next year. This is best concerts of 2023. There's only 5 of them. I'm pretty sure I've only been to 6 concerts. And spoiler, Blink-182 is not on here, but you can check that review out, that concert review, on the Born Rascals YouTube page. So, let's just get straight into it. Number 5 is the North American Tour 2023, Death Grips. I saw them at 20 Monroe in Grand Rapids, and I missed them in Detroit, or rather, I didn't get tickets to them here, in Detroit, so we had to do a little trip. And this is the first time I've seen them. And their set list spanned all of their albums and mixtapes and instrumental projects, everything. And it was just nonstop song after song after song after song, making us dance, rave, go crazy, chill out. It was an incredible experience. And I will say this, Zach Hill, you are a madman. Like, legit. You are a madman. But yeah, so awesome to see the boys, and it was awesome to see them live again. It was kind of one of those, like, okay, I know what I'm going to get into, but it was great. So, definitely a great show. Number 4, Summer 2023, Young the Giant, featuring Milky, Chance, and Talk. I saw them at Freedom Hill, or the Michigan Lottery Amphitheater. Talk was great. They sounded really good, and what was so funny is I didn't realize they were the ones that sang that Runaway from Mars or Runaway to Mars song. I don't like it, and it felt weird that they ended on that song because it is a slower song. Oh, but then they did a School of Rock song, but they were great. Milky, Chance, I'm not gonna lie, they're not my thing. I've known of them obviously for a bit. They're pretty popular. There was a couple really good songs early on, but I mean, it was all right. I will say they were definitely one of the more better kind of iffy opener acts, which we'll get into later. But Young the Giant, this is my 3rd time seeing them, and this album was fantastic, and it was so fun to see them. I mean, it wasn't fun that after this concert I had a terrible ear infection, and I couldn't hear for a month out of my ears, which was fun. Just like now, not as bad though. But their set list was great, the way they kind of broke it up into 4 different acts, kind of like how they did their recent album. I think just the set design was great, their outfits were great. I think the set list and the structure of the set list was really fantastic. I really liked, them doing a lot of their newer songs. I wish it was like a few songs longer, their set list, but it was a great show, and definitely a artist that you should see live, because they're really great live. Number 3, Re-Impera Tour, U.S.A. 2023. This is Ghost, featuring Amon, Amarth. I saw them at Pine Knob. Amon, Amarth, they're that kind of band. I respect them for what they do. I think their set design was actually really cool, and just their show was actually interesting. Again, it's not for me, but there was a sea monster on stage. That was cool. Here's the thing. I've seen Ghost one other time before this, and they sounded great. I don't know what it was about this show, but they sounded incredible. Just the sonics, like the way that their new album sounded live made me really respect their new album even more than I did. I know it was a little divisive for some people, but they sounded fantastic. They were ripping through songs, shredding through them. I mean, Papa's just a great guy. His whole stage presence is fantastic. Some great jokes here and there. Again, just the way they play off each other is fantastic, and their set design was incredible. And I was upset that From the Pinnacle to the Pit was not played. But, that's not me trying to act like there's that ownership, but it is still sad. I thought the opening, the way, they kind of have those couple songs that, lead into their show were fantastic. And, again, overall, I think the way that they structured their set list was really, really good. and they are another band that you need to see live. Shout out to my boy Eric. He was gonna see them, and then the crazy hurricane that was around Florida, or tropical storm, I don't know if it ended up being a hurricane, so they had to cancel in Florida. So I'm sad. We were gonna do a podcast about it. Number 2, man, I feel bad for my boys. I want them to get to number 1, but they just couldn't make it. Celebrating 20 years of Ocean Avenue, Yellowcard with This Wildlife, Story of the Year, and Mayday Parade. I also saw them at Freedom Hill, like Young the Giant. This Wildlife, here's the thing. I've gotten to a point, being older and being on YouTube, where I don't crap talk things that much anymore. Like, I mean, I still have my opinions, and there's certain things, and, I know a lot of what, art is. It takes a lot of guts, and it takes a lot of effort. They just bothered me. Like, they kept making a joke, like, every song about, like, how they're the discount this, or they're the hot topic this, or they're the... it was not for me. Story of the Year has never really been my thing. I thought they were fine. Mayday Parade has also never been my thing, but I think they were probably the most solid of the 3. Their energy and their sound was definitely kind of what, I was used to growing up. Again, a lot of those bands I wasn't really into. I was there for Yellowcard, and their set list was awesome. They, I was nervous going into this because from Riot Fest, I had to think there, they did the whole album front to back, and then they did a couple songs. They announced that they weren't going to do that. I was very happy. They understood, like, look, we're going to do the majority of that album, but there's a lot of songs people want us to play. So they did, Childhood Eyes, which was great, hearing for the first time live. Hearing some of my favorites from them was great, some deep cuts. They did a decent amount of stuff from, like, Paper Walls, which excited me because I love that album. And, yeah, they sounded great. It was awesome to see the boys again. I'm really excited to see where their future is, because it sounds like they're, like, back officially. It's not just kind of a one-off thing. And then, we got an EP out of it, so hopefully we hear something next year. I want to hear some of those new songs live again, too, so hopefully we get that. But number 1, I think they're just my favorite live performers. Like, they are so just incredible, and I had to go out of state for this, out of the Eastern time zone, to go to Seattle at the Showbox to hear Young Fathers with Callum for the Heavy Heavy tour. I saw Young Fathers for the first time in Chicago in 2018 at the end of the year, and that show was my favorite concert that year. And it is the same thing 5 years later. First off, Callum, who also performed with the guys, his set was great. Like, I mean, I don't know, what's sad is going back to his music after the show, it wasn't as great on record, but he just had so much presence, so much energy, and just, like, his personality was so great. Like, he was fantastic. I love the 2 girls who are backing up for them as well vocally. Again, they kind of add such a fresh new dynamic. But the boys, oh my gosh, just the set list was so fantastic. The flow of it was great. Hearing all the new songs was great. Just their energy is fantastic. Obviously in this video, Caius, I believe is how you say it. Again, I'm an American, so by all means, get mad at me. This is the second time we connected. First time he was kind of, at the last show, he was giving me kind of the look and the head nod because he saw me singing and we had a little moment. This show, he came into the audience and made me do the ooh, ooh, ooh with him. He was right there in front of me. I was like hanging out with him, having fun. Again, just the sound of it is great. Again, their energy is so fantastic, and their songs are great, their albums are great, but hearing them live is such another experience, and it adds such a level to what they do. And it was just one of those things where just the energy of the night just resonated throughout the whole show, just the environment, the people. I was so excited to see them live again. And when their tour was announced, I was sad that they weren't coming to Detroit, but I didn't want to go all the way to Chicago again. My girlfriend and I, we've been kind of tired of going to Chicago. So we ended up making a trip to Seattle like we've been planning on, and the Showbox is a gorgeous theater, and it was so nice, and I know the history there. I wish I went to KEXP to see them. Sadly, that's the day we went to Funko HQ. But at the end of the day, young fathers, if you get to see them live, because they are just on another level, and they are absolutely fantastic. And again, just hearing all their songs and, you know, going from the early mixtapes to all of their studio albums. And I mean, Be Your Lady, it was really the only moment during the show where I was like, okay, because I just don't like that song. But other than that, I think they ended strong, and I just think they're so fun on stage. You think they're so serious and kind of oddballs and kind of out of, you know, the public eye, but they're so funny and so much fun. And yeah, so check them out. And yeah, those are my top 5 concerts of the year. What are your favorite concerts you've been to this year? Leave them in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, we're going to be doing some more lists, so check those out when they come up. And until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in to ChannelBK. Peace out, everyone.